not feel like wherever they enter, they have to be worried about uh, whether things have been sanitized or not. I definitely would call them heroes. And like I have the utmost respect for them because, like Oscar said, jobs like janitors and guardsmen don't necessarily pay a lot compared to others, but it's like the people who are doing them. A lot of times, like Oscar said, they're doing it because they enjoy it. They enjoy helping out the people in the areas. So yeah, they get a lot of my props.
I think we can also like mention like those delivery truck drivers, like
Mm,
the like for Amazon,
post
like
office.
basically for, like postal, postal services. I mean, I'm pretty sure there was that like tragic news story that I believe a bunch of truck drivers were stuck at some sort of intersection point or some sort of stop, like around Christmas Eve. I'm pretty sure like the government of whatever region they were at didn't allow them to go back home. So, they weren't able to celebrate with their families.
Mm,
About the UK
Because
market?
I believe so. I think I'm not sure. And but they still had to continue on with, like delivering like tons and tons of ordered materials online.
yeah.
So
You know, especially like again, looking at those jobs like delivery people, postmen, and like the garbage men. They are also under a lot of high stress. A lot of people may look at that and not think so, but like think about it. With them and their jobs, they have to get everything done within the day.
Yeah,
Like you have to deliver all the mail you're given within that day. You have to do all your routes for being a guardian. You have to do all your routes within a day.
yeah.
So like yeah, people don't realize a lot of like how hectic a lot of these jobs are and why they get a lot of respect. All right. Well, like real quickly, what about in a personal sense? Who is like a hero to you? And like I guess if you want to elaborate, like why do you view them as a hero?
Well, for me, I mean, I think it's cliche for everyone to say, but not everyone, but I mean, I'd say definitely my parents.
Mm.
I mean, they pretty much kept me motivated the entire, this entire time I've been alive. Same thing with my brother.
Mm.
And no one else is motivated. I mean, aside from my friends, of course, you guys. They've pretty much helped me through this entire ride, and still are.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, 1,000,000%.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I definitely would say my parents are up there. With who I consider heroes. I mean, I've considered it since I was a little kid, and I've kept it until now to the point where they've just been so good to me that like my entire life is just now committed to helping them now. You know, I remember just being a little kid, and like that's how my life goal was. My parents did so much for me that whenever I grow up, I gotta do so much for them because I guess you could say in a sense I feel in debt to them. What about you, Oscar?
Definitely along like the same lines. My grandma's done a lot for me, and like I don't think I can ever repay her for what she's done. But like besides, that I think people I have a lot of respect for are the people like like Jaime Escalante and San Deliver, like people who have like a good education and like a general like passion for like any field, and then they go to like lower income areas and try to teach people. I have a lot of respect for people like that because that's like one of the best ways you can give back to someone, like giving them like quality education. Even like those volunteers that go to like foreign like or third world countries and they try to teach people English and like math skills and stuff so so they can get further in life. I definitely have a lot of respect for those people.
Yeah, I feel you on that one too. All right. How about like I guess like we've kind of been talking about, but like outside of like family, who else? Like I know Oscar, you right now you just said those type of people. But, I guess like Don, what about you? Like outside of like your family and I guess friends, or actually, no, you don't have to exclude friends, but like outside of like family, because obviously, for the most part, people have that type of connection with their family. Uh, Outside of family, who is like someone you view as a hero?
Um, One person that I definitely viewed as a hero was during when I was trying to lose weight back then, like 2 years ago now. Billy Harrington. I'm not sure if you know who this guy is. And he was like a workout type of bodybuilder person.
Mm-hmm.
He was also a bit of a Twitch streamer at some point. But I believe it was some point during his he passed away, unfortunately. I think it was around August of 2018. And like before that happened, unfortunately, I always like looked up to him because at the time I wasn't 100% motivated to like lose weight and become healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So like over time, as I was watching him before I started my workout stuff, like he like there was this one message he put out that was aside from like workout and stuff, and was talked about like the reality of like the truth of like keeping yourself not only healthy but just overall alive. You know, like you either got two choices in life. One, you just give up on yourself and you don't become the best you could ever be, and you just lose out on like the things you could be doing. Or you know, you put in the work on yourself because you know you only got one body, one life, and you could become the best you could ever be. And like you know mentally that hit me hard emotionally, because I mean I want to strive to become the best, and you know he himself like kept that mindset going.
Yeah, I like that a lot actually, man. That's good to hear. I guess outside of family, for me, I think probably one of my biggest heroes outside of my mom and dad. I think I'd have to give it to Chester Bennington from Linkin Park. You know, I think we spoke about it once in the music. I was like, you know, Linkin Park's been with me since like birth, essentially. You know, it's what I grew up listening to, and you know, just like hearing the music, seeing him in interviews and stuff, and like seeing like what he was always talking about, you know, always being so. It's hard to talk about, you know, because for those who don't know, he's passed away now. You know, I think it was back in 2017, I believe he committed suicide. So it's tough to say these things knowing what happened, but you know, he was open for the most part. He was open about his mentality and the stuff he was going through, you know, on music and in interviews. But you know, I say it's tough because then it's like you see what happened and what went down. You kind of like just sit there thinking like, you know, like how did we not know about this? You know, despite him being so open, how is it that we didn't know about this? You know.
Yeah.
So it's like, but you know, I've always just looked up to him just because of how open he was in his music and stuff, and you know, I guess you know, like. I looked up to him because, you know, being Hispanic, you know, that isn't really normal for men to be open and emotional like as he was, you know.
Yeah.
And real quickly, I guess one more example I'll throw in is, the people who listen should know this by now because I do it with Solis every so often. I grew up a wrestling fan, you know. And one of the wrestlers I kind of grew up, but I didn't get get to see too much of him, because again he would end up passing away. But Eddie Guerrero was also such a hero to me, you know. And I guess in a sense it was because of the like Hispanic connection, you know. You know, seeing a Hispanic make it that far in a profession, you know, it was really cool to see that. But I think the one thing I loved about him was just how passionate he was about what he was doing and how much he just, again, went through such adversities but came out on top and was able to just, you know, do it so well and so passionately. And I guess in a sense I kind of envy that because I kind of just sit here and I don't know what I want to do in life or anything like that, you know.
Right.
And I kind of just envy that from him because it's like, man, you found what you loved, you grinded for it, you went through all that, and you were able to make it to the very top of it, you know. And I just kind of sit here and I'm just like, I wish I had that sense of, I guess you could say, clarity right now. But overall, you know, I think, you know, heroes are just right. I don't even know how to say it, but like in the real life sense, I'm thankful for all the heroes, and especially the ones that don't get the recognition they deserve, as Oscar said. Especially right now, right? Like as we mentioned, the medical workers and stuff.
Right.
I don't know. Any last thoughts from you guys? Alright then. I guess we'll wrap it up. I've been your host, Jack, joined by my fellow co-host,
Dominic Castillo.
And returning guest,
Oscar Cortez.
And we thank you for joining us for another episode of the Rule 34 podcast. As always, we always like to remind you, the door is always open for anyone who wants to come and join us on these episodes. We're willing to talk about anything and everything with anyone, you know. And we thank you all for joining us. We'll hope to see you in the next episode. And remember, if it exists, we have an opinion on it.